Welcome, fellow denizens of the dark. This is Lance, your host of Strange Bites, where we sink our teeth into wonderfully weird and wild science discoveries. I really appreciate everyone tuning in. If you enjoyed the show, please hit that subscribe button on your favorite podcast app, leave a quick review, and follow us on social media. Your support truly makes a difference. Now let's dive into today's bite. You're alone in the basement of an old Victorian house on the edge of Edmonton. The kind of place real estate agents call full of character and ghost hunters call prime real estate. The air is thick, damp, and cold. Pipes groan somewhere behind the walls. Your flashlight beam dances across cracked concrete and cobwebs. Nothing visible, no footsteps, no shadows moving on their own. But something feels wrong. Your heart picks up. Your skin prickles. A wave of irritation washes over you, like someone just cut you off in traffic for no reason. The old lamp in the corner suddenly looks sad, depressing. You swear the whole room is sadder. You want to leave, but you can't quite say why. There's no sound you can name, just this low, invisible pressure pressing against your chest, humming in your bones. You tell yourself it's the ghosts. Everyone does. But what if it isn't? What if the real ghost is something we made? Something we can't hear, and it's been hiding in plain sight all along. Tonight we're sinking into one of the creepiest scientific discoveries of 2026. A real, peer-reviewed study that proves an invisible force can crawl inside your body, crank up your stress, sour your mood, and make the world feel a little more haunted without you ever knowing it was there. This is episode 24, The Invisible Sound That Haunts Us. And it isn't fiction. It's what happened when a team of Canadian researchers decided to weaponize the very thing that makes old buildings feel alive. Let's go back a few months. Dr. Rodney Smaltz and Professor Trevor Hamilton at MacEwan University have spent years poking at the blurry line between science and the supernatural. They were tired of hearing the same stories. I felt watched in the basement. The air felt heavy. I got so angry for no reason. Rodney, who studies pseudosciences and how people fool themselves, had a hunch. He remembered that some animals go crazy around ultra-low sound waves, sounds too deep for human ears. So he teamed up with Cale Scatterly, a sharp PhD student from the University of Alberta, and a small crew of psychologists, biologists, and statisticians. Their mission? Build a machine that could summon the invisible. They didn't need anything fancy, just ordinary subwoofers. The same kind you'd find in a movie theater or a tricked out car. They hid them behind panels in a plain lab room. These speakers were tuned to pump out exactly 18 hertz. That infrasound below 20 hertz. The bottom of what humans can hear. Your ears don't register it as sound, but your body? Oh, your body feels it, like a silent earthquake rolling through your chest. Like the world itself is exhaling slowly against your ribcage. They recruited 36 ordinary people, students, office workers, whoever answered the ad. Each volunteer sat alone in the room, headphones on. Half the time they listened to calm, soothing music. Half the time it was tense, unsettling stuff. And half of them, chosen at random, got the secret treatment. Those hidden subwoofers quietly vibrating at 18 hertz the entire session. No one knew, not the participants, not even the people running the test knew who was getting the infrasound on any given day. Before and after, the researchers collected tiny saliva samples. They wanted to measure cortisol, that sneaky stress hormone your body releases when it thinks danger is near. They also asked simple questions. How irritable do you feel right now? How engaged are you? Does this music sound happy, neutral, or kind of sad? Then they waited for the numbers to speak, and they did. The people who got hit with the infrasound showed significantly higher cortisol levels, a clear biological spike in stress. They reported feeling more irritable, less interested in anything around them, and they rated the exact same music as sadder and more depressing than the people who didn't get the secret vibration. Yet when the researchers asked, "Did you think the infrasound was on?" the volunteers couldn't guess any better than flipping a coin. Their beliefs made zero difference. This wasn't imagination or expectation. This was the body reacting to something the mind couldn't even name. The paper, published April 27th, 2026 in Frontiers in Behavioral Neuroscience, laid it out in cold clinical language. But the implications? They're pure midnight movie material. Rodney Smaltz put it best in the press release. Walk into an old building, pipes clanking, ventilation humming, aging infrastructure quietly thrumming at those same low frequencies. Your mood shifts. You feel agitated. You blame ghosts, but it might just be vibrating pipes doing what those hidden lab subwoofers did, reaching inside you without permission. The study was small, only 36 people. The researchers themselves called it a first step. They only tested one frequency, one short session. Real life is messier. Layers of different low frequencies mixing with traffic, wind, HVAC systems. But the effect was real enough that they ran extra statistical checks just to be sure they weren't fooling themselves. And the body's stress response? It showed up louder and clear. So the next time you're in a creepy basement and swear something is watching you, maybe something is. Just not the kind that floats through the walls. It's the sound you can't hear, the whisper from the deep. We like to believe we're rational creatures in control of our emotions. We tell ourselves that if something feels off, there must be a visible, logical reason. Or, failing that, something supernatural and exciting. But what if the biggest puppeteer of our inner world is something we evolved never to notice? Infrasound is ancient. Storms, earthquakes, waterfalls. Nature has been broadcasting it for millions of years. Our ancestors probably felt it as a survival signal. Something big is coming. Stay alert. Today we live inside our own man-made storm of low-frequency noise, and our bodies are still answering that ancient call, even while our conscious minds scroll TikTok and convince ourselves we're fine. This chips away at the myth of isolated self. How much of what we call my mood or my intuition is actually the silent conversation between our physiology and invisible frequencies around us? Free will starts to look a little less free when an inaudible vibration can tilt the scales towards irritability or despair. In the future, imagine cities redesigned not just for sight and sound, but for felt silence. Building codes that banish unnecessary infrasound the way we now ban lead paint. Therapists using controlled low-frequency chambers to treat anxiety, or, in darker scenarios, militaries exploring it as non-lethal crowd control tools. On the flip side, what if we learn to harness it for good? To calm hospital patients, to enhance meditation, or to make virtual reality feel truly real? But the deepest implication is maybe more scary. The world is far stranger and more intimate than we admit. We are porous. The boundary between me and environment was never as solid as we pretended. Every time you feel that unexplained chill or sudden wave of unease, you might be experiencing the universe gently reminding you you are not a ghost in a machine. You are the machine, vibrating in perfect invisible harmony with everything around you. So the next time you step into an old building and feel the hairs rise on your neck, pause. Listen with your bones and wonder, is it haunted? Or is it simply singing to you in a frequency only your body understands? Thank you so much for listening. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the story, please hit that subscribe button on your favorite podcast app. Leave me a review. Give me a follow on social media. And until next time, stay strange and question everything.